and in this video, using this simple example, I'll show you some basic issues related to 3D modeling in Plasticity. Plasticity is a 3D CAD system, but it's not your typical 3D CAD system. If you've worked with programs like SolidWorks, Autodesk Fusion, or FreeCAD, those systems are based on the history of operations as well as features and parameters. And when creating a 3D model, there are many dependencies between geometries, whereas in Plasticity, a different approach to 3D modeling is used, direct modeling. And here we don't have dependencies between individual geometries. And this can be both a disadvantage and an advantage, because if you want to create a 3D model where the various stages of the model are interconnected, so that, for example, you can change the entire model with a single parameter, you won't be able to do that in Plasticity. But if you're creating 3D models and you need a 3D CAD system where you can create models very quickly, and if you don't want those kinds of constraints, first, so you aren't limited in your 3D modeling and can work more freely, and second, you don't want to spend too much time mastering a 3D CAD system, then Plasticity might be a good solution. Here you can create technical elements with regular shapes, but you can also model in a more free-form way. And in this video, using a simple example, I'll just show you how to create such a part, and I'll also show you what editing capabilities Plasticity offers for working with models. I'll start a new project and show you how to create a simple part like this, and here I'll begin by creating a cube. I select the corner box option, the first corner of the cube. I place it at this point, and now to specify the dimensions of the cube, I press the Tab key, enter 40, then press the Tab key again and enter 30 here. I press enter and then set the height of the part, enter 5 millimeters, and press enter and enter again, once more to confirm it. And now we have a simple solid, and now I'll create another cube. I select the command, corner box, the first corner of the cube. I place it at the corner of this solid, drag the cursor so I can snap it here. For this edge, I press the Tab key and enter 5 here, then press enter. The second dimension is determined by this handle. Now I set the height of the cube and enter 40 here. Press enter and enter again to confirm. We have a simple solid like this, and now I'll create a hole in this solid. First, I'll create a circle on this face. I select the circle drawing tool, hover over this face, and here I have a handle. Center face, so that I can place the circle in the center of the face. I click with the left mouse button, then press the Tab key, enter 8 and press enter. Now let's switch to selecting faces. We select the area of the circle and drag this. Move the handle in such a way that the cylinder extends beyond the solid. And now to create a hole in this solid based on the cylinder, I press the W key to activate the difference command and select the solid from which I will subtract the cylinder so as to create a hole in this solid, and then I click OK. Now I click this icon to turn off the visibility of the flat geometry. I switch to selection mode. I select the edge, point to the edge of the circle, and here the fillet command has been automatically activated. And now, by dragging this handle to one side or the other, we can create a chamfer or a fillet, but we can also press the D key to create a fillet, or press the C key to create a chamfer. I press C, type 2, press enter, and enter again, and now we have a chamfer created. Now holding the shift key, I select the edges of the solid. We hold down the shift key and select the edges, and here we will add a fillet with a radius of 10 millimeters. To do this, we press the D key, type 10, enter and enter. Once more to confirm, and now we have this solid. As you can see, with just a few clicks, we created this solid, and in the case of parametric 3D CAD systems, even though this is a simple solid, we would have a few more steps to perform here. And here, I'm not saying that Plasticity is better or worse, it's just that we have a different approach to 3D modeling here. I also very often use parametric 3D CAD systems, and I use such systems as well when preparing tutorials. And I know that for some people, mastering the workflow methodology in parametric 3D CAD systems is difficult, because these aren't people involved in 3D modeling, nor are they people connected to industries where 3D CAD systems are used. It's just that often they are amateurs, hobbyists, people who bought a 3D printer and want to start creating their own 3D models, but have never really used this type of software before. So mastering such a program from scratch can be difficult. That's why I think that in such cases, using Plasticity can significantly make it easier to create your own 3D models. And I think it's worth getting acquainted with this program. In the description below this video, you'll find a link to Plasticity. And now I'll show you how you can edit 3D models in Plasticity. Let's switch to selecting faces. And now, for example, if you select this face and drag the handle, you can change the position of that face. And in doing so, you can extend this part of the solid. Of course, we can do this precisely. Now I press the escape key, select this face again, and here the push face command has been activated, so we can use this command. Now I press the D key to specify the distance, type in 10 and press enter and enter once more to confirm it. Similarly, we can grab this face, and here I press the D key and I type, for example, 3, enter and enter once more, and the thickness of the prism has been changed. We can also, for example, move this hole. I select the faces of the hole. I do this while holding the shift key, and here to move it, I activate the move command by pressing the G key on the keyboard, and now I can change the position of this hole. Of course, we can do this precisely. For example, we'll move it along the Z axis by 5 millimeters. So I press Z, type 5, enter, and enter again. We can also perform something quite similar to this. We meticulously select the distinct faces of the entire hole. Then, while carefully holding down the shift key, we proceed to select this particular face and subsequently activate the comprehensive move command. This allows us to precisely and effectively change the overall length of this specific section. The solids along with the shifted hole. Here we can enter a specific value, press enter and enter again, once more to confirm, and the changes are applied. So here in Plasticity, we use a direct approach to 3D modeling, and all changes are made directly on the model. But the advantage of this is that we don't have to keep track of the relationships between individual geometries. We simply select the geometry we want to change and make the modifications there. And that was a short, simple example. I just wanted to show you the basics of 3D modeling in Plasticity, because I know that beginners who launch this program for the first time often struggle with its interface. But I also know from my own experience that after completing a few projects, the approach to 3D modeling in this system really starts to make sense. And everything turns out to be really very logical and well organized and relatively simple. So if you want to try out Plasticity, you'll find a link to the program in the description below this video. Thank you for watching, and I also encourage you to subscribe to this channel.